Welcome back to the channel. It is Devotions for August 22nd, and today the topic is lust for power. Now in Judges 9 verse 4 and 15, then all the trees finally turned to the thorn bush and said, "Come, you be our king." And the thorn bush replied, "If you truly want to make me your king, come and take shelter in my shade. If not, let fire come out of me and devour the cedars of Lebanon." A wise man once said, "Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely." But the power that corrupts has an appeal. Men still seek it because they feel they can enjoy the freedom that power brings without suffering the corrupting bondage it imposes. God tried to warn his people of this danger. They listened with 10 ears. Israel was called to be a theocracy. They were to live under divine rule. But for theocracy to work, the people must honor the Lord and walk in his ways. The children of Israel had no intention of living that way. They looked longingly at the surrounding monarchies and longed for a similar system. So they asked their hero, Gideon, to accept the role of king, but he declined and said, "I will not rule over you, nor will my son. The Lord will rule over you," in Judges 8. Verse 23. When Gideon died, his son Abimelech had no such compunctions. He wanted to rule, so he set about establishing his power base. First, he went to Shechem, the home of his mother, Gideon's concubine. There he played the ethnic card, telling his relatives that because he was their flesh and blood, they could expect a better deal from him than from any of his 70 half-brothers, who he implied were looking for a chance to take over. The result was that he won their support, collected their money, and hired some mercenaries. Then he murdered all of his half-brothers. Nice guy. Thus, he dealt with any possible opposition, or so he thought. But one brother, Jotham, escaped. Jotham courageously appeared on a rock overlooking Shechem and loudly proclaimed a parable about a useless bramble becoming a king. The message was abundantly clear. Jotham's useless half-brother was offering what he could not give, but he would stop at nothing to get power. The desire of a degree of power over our own lives is understandable, but power over people is often involved because if others control us, we are not in control. This is where the problem arises. In the human heart, a legitimate desire for freedom from oppression can quickly become a lust for power over others. Then anything goes. The depths of which the human soul can then plunge are unfathomable. Those who were freed from opposition mercilessly oppressed the opposition. There's only one sure way to handle the lust for power, and Gideon said it. The Lord will rule you all. That concludes August 22nd devotion. God bless and have a great day.